Look how dirty this house is. Now, I'm assuming this is about houses that have got leaking problems and mold and damp problems and that. But just look at the tiles and that. I don't give a fuck if there's water dripping from the ceiling. Why is the tile so dirty? Why is the door so dirty, blood? Like, look at the work surface as well, the edge of the work surface where the pan is on the edge. Why is that so dirty? Let me move myself. 1 sec. Look how dirty the fucking drainer is as well. Like, I just know, like, the rest of the yard is probably going to be nasty anyway. Fucking disgusting. This is how the people's yards them look when I work in them. Just filthy. I feel like I'm inside. You know that program, that OCD cleaners program? I feel like I'm inside that program. Dirty motherfuckers.
Every minute of every day, this is Louise's life.
If I come down in the morning after run the seeds, because I don't get wet, we have to literally dip it in there. And then
you have to do that cycle.
Oh!
I don't know, half hour or so it takes to fill up.
Half an hour? This didn't happen last week or even last year. The ceiling in Surrey collapsed in August 2019. She told her landlord, L&Q, they did not share her urgency.
It's like you don't feel human, if you get what I mean. Like we're living in below humane conditions. I mean, I know there's more other things going on at the moment with them poor people, but it's not nice.
Oh. Sounds like she's walking on mud, but that's a fucking, I don't know. I mean, like, why is it? It looks like a towel. Why is there a towel on the floor?
Surprisingly, much of the kitchen
People literally make it up as they go along.
is now rotting. Upstairs, so is the bathroom, a room from another era, where the toilet is slowly sinking into the floor. Louise
Oh my God.
His consistent complaints to one of Britain's biggest housing associations has led her nowhere. The last letter she received from L&Q was this, telling her they're putting up her rent.
Oh, fuck. So the problems are getting worse, and they're putting up their rent as well. Me, I wouldn't pay the rent. I wouldn't pay the rent. Just would not pay the rent.
4.1% increase.
Yeah, in a house that's like falling apart, basically. I mean, there's nothing I can do either. You can't not pay it. You can't know where to live, have you? So you've got to do it.
L&Q told us they are very sorry to Louise for these unacceptable living conditions and have agreed to rehouse the family while they carry out repairs. They're now investigating how this happened, but this keeps happening to tenants across the country and they're about to pay more for it. The government limits how much councils and housing associations can increase social rents. This year it's 4.1%, the biggest increase in more than a decade. Research by ITV News suggests 89% of councils will raise it by the maximum amount. The majority of housing associations are set to do the same, estimated to cost around 5 million families an average of £200 extra a year. Why are so many housing providers putting their rents up now?
The rents that tenants pay to councils and indeed housing associations is the money that actually funds the repairs and maintenance and upkeep of the properties. So it's important that there's enough money in those accounts because we want our tenants to be living in decent accommodation.
But in Croydon, tenants are asking where that money has gone. 12 months ago, we found council flats in squalid, dangerous conditions.
Oh, what is with this? Oh, God. That's disgusting.
Families forced to live in them.
I just feel like I'm going to kill myself if I continue like that.
An independent inquiry later found tenants' health and safety were put at risk, their complaints ignored for years. A year on, little has changed. That's according to this independent board set up following our investigation to hold Croydon to account. In its first report, it says that not one of the immediate actions set out by the inquiry have been completed, that they're still finding shocking examples of rudeness and inhumanity towards tenants, and that of the 3 blocks on this estate, none of them are in a reasonable state of repair. Inside one of them, Kingsley cradles his 4-year-old daughter. She has a lung condition and struggles to breathe, yet has to live in this. Mould and damp dominate every room.
Yeah, mould and damp will fuck up your lungs, you know. So if you're asthmatic or you got asthma or respiratory problems and that, being in a yard that's got bad mold and damp problems, that's like throwing salt on a wound.
Rusty waste pipe leaks dirty water daily into their kitchen.
To see your daughter suffering.
Oh! You know, a waste pipe, isn't it? Waste pipe is, yeah? Ugh. Fuck you, no. One sec.
Daily into their kitchen.
To see your
Oh, that's disgusting. That's nasty, you know. That could be all piss and shit, everything, you know.
daughter suffering. You know, sometimes I look at her and I cry.
2 doctors have written to Croydon Council to say she needs to be moved, but the family is still here and the council are putting up their rent.
Will you allow your daughter to live in such a condition? We are good tenants. We've been here for 8 years. We pay everything. We don't own the council. So what is going on?
Croydon Council told us that although they've not found grounds to immediately move the family, they want to work with Kingsley to make improvements to their home as a priority.
How can you expect tenants living in the kind of conditions we've reported on to pay more rent to you?
I understand why residents will feel the way they do, particularly given what has happened in Croydon. But I think it's really important to remember that council social rents in Croydon are below average. That increased funding is vital in terms of being able to achieve financially the kinds of improvements that we are talking about and that I want our council residents to experience.
What you're effectively saying there is that to improve the quality of people's homes, it's the tenants that have to pay for it. The tenants have to pay.
Oh, gotcha! Gotcha, blood clot.
To improve the properties that you've been allowed to run into the ground.
Funding and investment for all social landlords, for councils who are social landlords, comes from rents. There's no money coming from government to be able to do something about the kind of conditions that you're seeing right across the country.
And with limited government help to pay these rent rises, they will hit tenants hard. For those in homes like this, it's even harder to stomach.
But for me, it's like, right, one second, peel that back. Right, this woman with the leak, yeah, it's like, right, your landlord's not doing nothing about it. How much does it cost a fucking plumber to come out and fix that leak? What, a couple of £100? Listen, people need to start taking and get a grip of life, you know. Like, why are you relying on the council? Yeah, the council's supposed to fix it and shit. But blood, when it's ruining your fucking yard and your yard is turning into a mold-infested, damp-infested place, whatever you want to fucking call it, yeah? Your house is getting overrun by mold and damp. You need to take matters into your own hands. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. I'll pay a plumber £200 to sort out that leak. A plumber will come, find the problem, fix it. 1 hour job, bam, that's it. But no, I'm going to leave it for 8 months because I can't be bothered or I can't afford to back out £200 out of my pocket. See, this is what happens when you're fucking poor. You will have some minor problem, like a little leak that will turn into something major and you can't afford to fix it. And then you will sit there and wait for the council to come and fucking fix the problem for you 8 months down the line. Ridiculous.
It's even harder to stomach.
But anyway, man, that's it. Stay wise. Done now.